Hello, I am Aerial Flight Advisor and welcome back to Kitty City. Hooray! And welcome to After Dark. I have the expansion installed now. Have been for a while, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Now, it's not nighttime yet. It won't be for some time yet. But I do want to fix the power situation first. Because what's going to happen here is the solar plants no longer work at night, which is somewhat unrealistic because real solar plants have some kind of power backup, and these look like the sort where it'll be a molten salt reactor anyway. Well, not really reactor, but basically it's a bunch of mirrors that melt some salt, and that'll stay warm and producing power for quite some time. But at this point, more cost effective to get rid of that, replace everything with nuclear, which doesn't appear to explode in this game, so we'll be fine. Other After Dark things we'll be looking at are there will be different commercial zones. I know I'm going to place at least one of those. There's different crime mechanics. It actually does something now, so I need to make sure there's a jail somewhere in the city. And what else? Of course, expand even more because I still want to get these roads up and around here, because this is still a hot mess up here. There is something I can take care of right now, which would take some of the zone out, but add some on and off ramps over here so they have somewhere else to go. And then do something similar down here too, so they don't all have to go through this snafu of an intersection right here. And what else? There's taxis now. They don't appear to do much. They're more for touristy stuff, and they produce a lot of noise in the area surrounding, so I'm not going to go too crazy with them. And slightly different policies. We might look at some of those in a bit. Budget's a bit interesting too, because you can set things to have different costs during the day and night. I'll play around with these a little bit too, probably the education one the most, because, well, night school exists. I don't think it's in use as much in the game. And I'll start culling some of these wind power plants out too, because I don't need all of these here. And I might connect this road up and around as well, because it's something else. Squeaking a lot right now, as it would be something else to mitigate this mess over here. And work on also improving the quality of life here. My end goal is to build the Eden project in the city, which would raise the land values of everything a lot, and that will help with the whole build everything quickly phase. So, speaking of building, let's start working on this here. And now I want trees here, not just grass. There are these roads as well, the bike lanes and then the bus and taxi lanes. I'm going to have to think about those a bit more because you can't have those lanes and trees, but trees are helpful for mitigating some noise pollution. So it'll probably just end up more. I have to replan some parts of the city to be more like this stretch here where there's some trees along the road that aren't actually built into the road, if that makes sense. That is a mistake. That was a 6-laner with trees. Let's fix that back. Let's see, other things I've been doing lately. Well, first I did have to redo this recording a couple times. First I do want to get an on-ramp. Well, it doesn't even need on-ramps over here. I just want to go under the highway, so there's another way to this new area. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this is the third time I've tried to record this. Basically, first time I tried upping the graphics quality to 1080p because I have a new graphics card now. I went from a GTX 560 Ti to a 970. And if that doesn't mean anything to you, that's perfectly fine. The numbers are basically gibberish. but it's a twice as powerful card compared to what I had before, so I thought, cool, we can record at higher resolutions now. Turns out, not quite powerful enough for this, but I think that's a CPU bottleneck, not the card, because it'll do other stuff at 1080p. But this is on, I think, somewhere halfway between 720, which is what I was doing before, and 1080, so it should still look better. And the graphics quality in general should be slightly better because it's a nicer card. In other news, I tried to record again after that because I tried 1080p and the frame rate tanked, so I was like, no, not doing this. And I recorded again, and there was a major sound issue. Like, right away at least, so I caught it early on, but... how should I put it? It was unforgivable and would have hurt all headphone users, and I couldn't just edit it out because of how it occurred in the video. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, because I don't feel like re-recording it. So if there's a sudden cut in audio, that means I'm trying to save you from having bleeding ears. And I think I know what caused it at least. I'm pretty sure it was my phone. Phones do mess with recording stuff. Anyway, so... I'm glad to be playing this again. I hope this recording works. We're just going to get some offices around here. Gonna build right up next to the road again. I should keep following the pattern I did up here, because that does make things look really pretty. And does help with noise pollution. Over here, I think I'm going to put one of the new commercial zones. I do need a separate district though, because I don't want all the commercial over here to be the new type. I don't want offices quite all the way down. One thing I do want to do this playthrough though is get some subways going, because they will really help a lot. Now in the earlier attempts I did this, I just did a loop, like a straight circle all around from like up here, then down here, then going back up. But I think instead of loops I'm just going to do a couple straight lines with some areas where they reconnect, so the line itself is a loop instead of having one go clockwise and one going counterclockwise. That's how I did it before, and it seems to work much better that way. Anyway, without further ado, let's take care of the new district, like maybe this whole area here. What are things cats find amusing? Trying to think of a good drug pun on catnip, but I am out of ideas. Wait. There we go. That's a good pun. Catnip pottery. Which doesn't really make any grammatical sense, but oh well. It's gonna be right across from a high school, which is gonna really annoy the don't do drugs people over there. But it's near a university as well, so they're gonna like it. And the density of the zone does not seem to matter with this, but I am going to do the high density just because everything else over here is. I do have to be careful though. I put that, whoops, put that way too close to the residential, because the new commercial specialty zones get really noisy, so I want to make sure I have a buffer between this. That should be good. And it's kind of amusing that the nighttime leisure zone is a bunch of buildings with red lights. If you don't get the joke, you're probably not old enough, and you probably shouldn't ask your parents because that would lead to a weird conversation. We have nightclub Happy Hamster, we have a game hall, bowling alley, more hamster nightclubs. Why are there hamster nightclubs in a city of cats? Oh, bad choice, hamsters, bad choice. And there are some gyms, which I guess is a nighttime leisure thing. There is some serious noise pollution up here though, and I think that's because there is commercial on the end of these blocks, which looks nice and makes sense in real life, but the kitties don't like it. So let's see. Is this a large playground? That had fit pretty well before in one of these. Yeah, that's a perfect fit there. If we could get another one. Oh yes, they are liking this. How about one right next to the busy intersection, because we told kids to go play on the highway. It's not the highway. Close enough. How about let's do something a little bit different up here. For one, this corner can just have a really big park. And let's see. Small playground? No. The dog park, yeah. Because the dogs have to be segregated from all the cats. The cats don't want to be near the dogs, why would they? Oh, this over here needs some work. How's that? And let's do some Japanese gardens along the shore here. Gotta make it all pretty and nice. Oh yeah, over here is pretty lame too. Let's fix this. And that's right, I kept some of the spacious with the idea of parks in mind. Let's get a nice big one. Wait, what? The park does not need power? Well, for lighting I assume it would, but whatever. And slope is too steep. Not here, it ain't. So that is going to improve things a bit. Let's throw not the plaza of trees, like maybe a small playground. There we go. Like maybe a small playground back here too. There. This is turning out pretty nice. We'll do a large playground across the street. No, actually no, that's not quite across the street. It's across a house and a street. Or an apartment complex, I guess. Okay, so that's done. We'll wait a bit to do the metros. We'll let this part of the city grow a little bit more. And yep, going to need something though, because that's not good. Oh, one thing we can do now is the ramps over here I mentioned. Going to require a little bit of redoing. Wait, no, that's where I want to build. No. I have it on fast speeds, that's why it's doing that. And up and over. Wait, I didn't page up there. There's still a road there too. Let's get rid of that. And there is a mod that improves the ease of placing roads. If you know what that mod is, please comment. I would really like to have it. And oh yes, there's one over here which I need to fix. On-ramp, that is. There it is. And there we go. All better now. So hopefully that makes this all better too. At least get some of the truck traffic out and away from this area. I could probably squeeze another set over here. I'm gonna think about that for a little bit longer, cause either way they're still gonna have to use that roundabout. But that at least means some stuff over here does not have to. And let's also connect this up to here. Wait. Yeah, and Later on I can move some of these, or even just delete the landfills once they're emptied and upgrade their road size and swing it around to here so it's not all roundabout. It's a little bit better this way, but this way it's still pretty crazy, but that's what the metro will be for. Oh yeah, and there's a spot where I can put a cargo train station down here, which I think I'm going to do that now too before I forget, because then this way the trains have another way to get down here. And this can, yep, hook up over the river. Ah, lovely sunrise in Kitty City. Not much to see from this angle right now, it's pretty foggy. Well, we'll give it a moment to clear up and then we'll continue on.